Guys, it's Kelsey and welcome to my channel. In today's video, I wanted to share with you my favorite toys and books as a homeschool mom to hopefully give some of you an idea of some gift ideas for the upcoming holiday season. If you are new here, I am a mom to 4 children. They are 11, 7, 2, and almost 1 year old. And we also have several birthdays spread throughout the holiday season as well as shortly after the holiday season. So everything that I am going to share with you today is actually things that work for pretty much all of those age groups, from my oldest to my youngest. So this video is a collaboration with some other homeschool mamas that are going to be sharing their gift guides with you guys. I'm sure that there will be some really awesome things on there that I do not mention that they will mention. So hopefully you guys get a lot from this video. So make sure you check out that link down below. And if somebody sent you from another channel on the collab, let me know who sent you. Okay, so let's get into it. The number one thing that I recommend as a toy in my home is Magna Tiles. We absolutely love Magna Tiles. Now there are several. Magna Tiles is the main brand or the name brand, but there are other Picasso tiles and things like that. I actually, pretty much everything that I buy comes from the thrift store or secondhand or whatever. And so we actually got some at Once Upon a Child, which is a children's consignment store. So you can definitely find things like this that may seem very, very expensive on Amazon. You can definitely find them secondhand. But my children absolutely love Magna Tiles. My 2-year-old loves building huge towers or houses, as she calls them. Even the baby enjoys playing with them. They click, they're magnetic, and so that's fun for him. My oldest will create all kinds of different things out of Magna Tiles, mazes, and different things like that. They also have other add-ons. So you just have the regular, magnetic tiles. You can add other things. You can add like cars that have wheels. You can add, they have one where you can make a marble run. They have another one where you can do all kinds of like construction-y type things. There's lots of different things that you can add on to your set. So if you already have Magna Tiles and you're looking for something else to go with that, there are lots of other things that you can add on to it. All right, so the second thing that my children really enjoy are life skills type of toys. So I'm talking about like kitchens and baby dolls and things like that. Now these are not just for girls. My boys have always enjoyed playing with kitchens. They've always enjoyed dressing. Maybe they don't play with baby dolls in the same way that girls do, but my daughter absolutely is obsessed with baby dolls and she has all of the baby doll things. My oldest is really getting into cooking, and so there are different, books that you can get for that. Just things that really broaden their life skills, ignite imagination. Maybe, for a 2-year-old, maybe, they're playing with pretend kitchen things, but once they get a little bit older, they're using real kitchen utensils and things like that. So just things that broaden their life skills. So the next one is wooden trains. My children absolutely love wooden trains, and I love wooden trains because, if you have boys, you probably know about, like the train sets that you can get where they run on the track and all of that kind of stuff. And I just prefer things that don't have batteries. They're just very overstimulating and overwhelming, and, you gotta buy batteries and all of that kind of stuff. So I prefer things that don't have batteries as much as possible. Wooden train tracks, we have, again, I found a lot of these secondhand. I found some parts at Once Upon a Child, and so now we have a huge tote of wooden train tracks and trains and different pieces that go with it. And I can pull that out, and my children, again, from the oldest, who is 11, to the youngest, who is almost a year old or younger when he started playing with them, will just sit on the floor for a good hour and just play with them. So if you are needing something that you can find affordably and you don't want something that's super overstimulating that all of your children can play with, definitely wooden train tracks. I also know that IKEA has a set that just to get you started if you are having trouble finding them that aren't too expensive, and so that would be a good place to look as well. The next one is Legos and Duplos. So Legos, if you think of traditional Legos, they have like the really small pieces, which obviously are not going to be good for children that are probably under 5 or 6. So they have what is known as Duplos. They also have Mega Blocks that are for really, really little kids. But my kids have never actually been into Mega Blocks. They always usually just start with the Duplos. Now, here's my thing, because we have gotten into the habit of my children asking for different Lego sets for holidays and things like that. And they're fine, except that they can only build those things over and over again. Whereas if you just get a big thing of Legos, you can build so many different types of things. So that is something I would mention. If you have a child who is really, for instance, my boys are really into Super Mario and Minecraft, you can buy all of those individual Lego sets, and don't, because then they can only build a couple of things. Maybe if they want, you know, if they have a huge set of Legos and then maybe a couple of those little things, that would be okay. But I have just found that now we're at the point where we have a 2-year-old and a 1-year-old, and we have a big, huge tub of Duplos, but they're all just different sets that we've accumulated over the years. And so you're missing this piece to build this set and this piece to build this set, and you can still use them as open-ended, but it's probably just better to buy a big set of Duplos and a big set of regular Legos. Regardless, all of my children love them. Again, it is something that I can just pull out and they will play with them for a good 30 minutes to an hour. So something else that my children love are outside toys. So there's the obvious things like swing sets and trampolines and things like that. If you can afford those, those are great. Our trampoline and swing set gets so much use in the spring and summer and fall. But I'm also thinking of other things that you can play with indoors and outdoors, like big trucks, or even things like water toys and sand toys. My kids will take them to the beach, but they'll also play with them in their water table. Water table is a good one as well. But again, those are things that you probably, if we live in the Midwest, so during the winter we don't really get outside a whole lot. We can't really play outside a whole lot, but some of the things they can bring in. Also things like bicycles and, you know, bubbles and, you know, different like balls and things like that they can just play with outside, and those just kind of stay outside at all times. So they're not always having to carry their toys in and out, but we do have a couple toys that go outside with them and come inside with them because they just really, really enjoy them so much. But outdoor toys are always a plus for me because it's one less thing that I have to have in the house. So my children really enjoy art type things. My oldest is really artistic. He's really into drawing, and so getting him things like art supplies are always good. But this can also go for pretty much any age group, even down to the baby who can do, you know, like finger painting. My 2-year-old loves to do watercolors or color or things like that. And then my 7-year-old also really enjoys coloring and doing that type of stuff. So art supplies are always a really, really good one to have. They also really enjoy Play-Doh. Obviously the baby can't really do Play-Doh a whole lot now unless we made edible Play-Doh, but I enjoy Play-Doh because you can get the kind from the Dollar Tree, or sometimes you can find them used, or they're just really cheap, and it's cheap to replace. It's, you know, they can play with it. I don't even care if they mix it up or it gets dried out. We just toss it and get more, because during the holiday season you can pretty much find huge tubs of Play-Doh very inexpensively, and so we'll buy a couple of those, and those will last us a good year or two. So I do not mind at all. Some of them come with the sets that, you know, you can make different things. Cookie cutters work really well for that as well, or just simple, you know, like pizza cutters, or just, you know, knives, forks, spoons, things that you just have around the house work really well for those too. My children also really enjoy playing with Kinetic Sand. Again, you can buy the kits that come with different things, or you can just buy like a tub at the Dollar Tree, buy a bag of Kinetic Sand, and use different things that you have in your house, different utensils, spoons, measuring cups, all of that. My children love Kinetic Sand, and what I love about it is that it is super easy to clean up. It does not make if it does make a mess, it's easy to clean up. It doesn't leave your kids' hands, you know, all gross. So my kids really, really love Kinetic Sand. Something else that my children really love is they really enjoy board games, and we tend to pretty much always stick to the classics, and those are very easy to find at places like Goodwill. We actually just got Uno Attack, which we play Uno all the time. My kids got a Mario Uno that they love to play, and so we found Uno Attack at Goodwill for $2, and I was super excited about that. I remember playing that when I was about my 11-year-old age, and so really excited for that. But they're pretty, I would say at least 75%, if not more, of our board games are secondhand. Most of the time you can find them where maybe they're missing a piece or two, but for the price that you pay, it's really not that big of a deal. Black Friday is gonna have a ton of board games, and so, you know, along the lines of that, puzzles, things like that, my kids really enjoy. We used to have a family game night every single week back when we didn't have a bunch of little babies that we had to, you know, get put to bed and things like that. So hopefully we'll be able to implement that again once my youngers get a little bit older. But my children absolutely love board games. The more board games you can find that they can play just with the older two that I have, the better. Things like Connect 4, Candyland, Hi-Ho Cheerio, all of those are really fun. We also have electronic Monopoly that we really love to play for family game night. It doesn't take quite as much time as regular Monopoly. Now, as you can see behind me, we have a ton of books. As a homeschooling mom, we read so much all the time, but there is a series of books that is my absolute favorite. It teaches character, and they're relatively easy to find, especially on eBay. I don't think I've ever seen any at the thrift store, but they're super easy to find on eBay, super inexpensive. I pick up each of them for about $5 to $6. And we have probably a handful of them, and I just bought another handful for Christmas, so shh, don't tell my kids. They are the Carl Sommer books. I don't know if you say Sommer or Summer, but they are. So down here it will tell you what they teach. So appreciation, cheerfulness, and trust. This is the Richest Poor Kid that we have. We have Your Job is Easy. We have King of the Pond. We have The Ugly Caterpillar. We have Noise, Noise, Noise. And we have The Sly Fox Chicks. And we may have more that my kids just have somewhere in their rooms. These books my kids will ask to read over and over and over again, which is always a win because that means they really enjoy them. So even though they have like little cutesy characters and things like that, they are still good, solid books. They are on the longer side, but even my 2-year-old will sit through an entire one of these books. They're that good. So my kids really enjoy them. They're my absolute favorite books. And like I said, they're super easy to get your hands on online. So definitely, if you don't have any, check your library, see if they have some that you can try out, and just pick up a couple, and I'm sure your kids will love them too. Okay guys, so that is it for me. I hope this video was helpful. I hope you guys are doing well, gearing up for the holiday season for your families. I hope you will come back to this channel. If you have not, make sure to subscribe and check out that collaboration link down below, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!